P is for pending.
Yeah, nice, dude. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Max and Leo with the Cohen Group, and we've been hearing a lot about this shifting market, and we thought today we'd talk about the 3 different buyer pools that we are seeing right now.
So what's going on?
I mean, I'm seeing a lot of different folks that have been pre-approved for a while. Maybe they've been out there shopping, and with the changing market, the interest rates climbing a bit, they are not shopping at the same price points they were a couple months ago. First category of buyers are folks that have been shopping, they've been pre-approved, and they're just priced out right now. So they're kind of on the sidelines, watching what's happening, and just looking forward to buying a home in the future.
Right. And a lot of those people, you know, their income or their assets or their credit haven't changed enough where they can keep up with the changing prices and changing interest rates. So then we have category 2. Who's the category 2?
Category 2 are folks that, again, they've been out there shopping, they're pre-approved, and with the changing market and interest rates climbing up, they're just not shopping in the same price range they were. They're not qualifying for the same types of properties that they were looking at a couple months ago.
Really important, especially with those first two categories, for the expectations to be really clear on what you can get within the specific criteria and a price point, and being realistic about that. And maybe someone wants to wait because they want something specific, or maybe they want to just understand that they're trying to buy their first home, or they're trying to get into the Bellingham market, and then they just need to make certain sacrifices or realize that they have to make certain improvements to the house to make it 100% what they want. So maybe they're not able to afford 100% or 90%, but they're more like 70%, and they can get it there by improving it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So who's our third category?
Good question, Leo. Our third category are folks that are not so affected by the climbing interest rates. They're maybe in a great position with a little bit of less competition around some of the properties they're looking at. Typically higher price points, things like
higher down payments, higher income, cash buyers, cash buyers would not be affected at all by interest rates. We have a little bit of advice for people that are in pretty much the first 2 categories, but this applies to everybody. What are we telling people on how to get prepared if they're out of the market right now just due to costs? Like what would you advise a buyer to do?
Yeah, I'd say continue to check in with your lender and keep that pre-approval current if you think that's something that's going to be coming up anytime soon. And even if not, checking in with your lender just to keep an eye on where things are, that's going to be really helpful and proactive for you. Secondly is if there's certain debts that you have that are able to be paid down, and also with the advice of your lender, considering which debts would be most effective to pay down and what would be the most helpful. Definitely something to consider there. And then increasing your assets. I mean, just what do you have in the bank as far as down payments, or what do you have available to you when the time comes to really strengthen your position from where it is now?
Yeah, that's perfect. And also one thing I would add to that second point about talking with your lender, consulting with your lender, there are many 1-800 lenders, so to speak, that won't sit down with you or won't have the ability to sit down with you because they're in a different place and consult you, really sit down and give you a financial consultation. What can you do to increase your credit score to get you into a different bracket? And there's a lot of really great local lenders that I would recommend, and I know you would recommend, to sit down with, that will spend the time with you, because right now, with a lot of people that are falling out of the market, lenders have a little bit more time to spend that time with you to consult you on how to get your credit score up, what debt is good to consolidate. Sometimes consolidating debt pulls too much cash off hand and doesn't make enough of an impact on your credit score. So there's all these different factors that play into being the best version of a borrower that you can be. Who are those local lenders? Here's a list. Boom.
We were saying earlier, if you're a cash buyer, you're not too affected by interest rates and things like that. So with the reduced amount of competition we're seeing on some things, you might be in a great position to have a few more options available. And while the negotiation doesn't go away with the sellers, you certainly might have less competition from other buyers on those same properties.
So keep going. I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities in this market that are normal opportunities and with less competition. So, and one thing that you do really, really well with your clients, and I know that our brokers do, and a lot of people do with their clients, is just encourage people to keep going, right? Just don't stop. Don't give up. If you're out of the market for a little bit, that doesn't mean you're out forever. If you're taking down a tier on what you can afford, that doesn't mean you can't get your dream home eventually. But just remember, you have to get your foot in the door, and you can refinance. So don't forget that these interest rates, contextually, historically, are not that bad. However, in recent history, they're higher than they have been. So just remember that you're not stuck with that forever. Even if you have a 30-year or 20-year or 15-year, you can always refinance. It's really important to get your foot in the door. Stay in touch with your lender, stay encouraged, work with a broker that's going to empower you to keep going. Don't stop trying, right? Even if you're in that first category, it's always worth trying. If you're close, put out an offer, give it a try. Might not work, on to the next one, right? Keep going. The people that are winning are keeping on going.
That's right.
Yeah.
Keep on going.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on this month's episode of Dispatches from the Front. Stay encouraged. Get out there. Talk to Max. Max's phone answers every minute of the day.
Call me. Doesn't matter what
10
time.
o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night. He'll be there. No, but mostly just stay encouraged and don't listen to sensationalist news. Don't look at these big sweeping statements of what's happening with the market. Ask a qualified professional. What's actually happening? What are the variables to look at? And ultimately, a lot of these statements are big blanket statements, but what does it mean for you? You specifically. How does it affect your life, your payment? What can you live with? So just don't get discouraged. Keep going. Call a professional. Get a consultation. Keep kicking ass.
Let us know how we can help. See you next time.